He was originally a musician and reschooled as software engineer. And I also made a presentation, and it extends on what Ulrike already said. I'm using a package I wrote, and the package is regulatory, and I try to make it compliant with PDF UA-2, which was quite a hassle, but the LaTeX project always makes perfect documentation. So, so what is regulatory? The package. It's about typesetting legal and regulatory documents. I use it for business purposes, not really like lawmaking or that kind of stuff. There are some minor differences. Also handy to point out, in your preprint on page 22, there's a handy table, table 1, with some translations between Dutch and English, and I can't ensure that it's a perfectly correct translation. It's quite hard to figure those things out. So I will be presenting like sections and items, or lists, I need to say. And the background of regulatory is it uses 2 packages which break accessibility, titlesec, and I think I have it on the next slide. No.
Slide after it's on.
Ah, okay. So here's an overview. It's quite hard. I definitely want to point out. Oh, sorry. We're struggling. So this one is the one I did a lot of work on in Dutch in particular. And the magic behind it is FMT count, or format count. And it's the business way of doing article references, or lit in this case, or I should say paragraph. I just keep the Dutch thing, and you can look it up in the table. So yeah, titlesec was one I use right now. This is a presentation about research and development. And enumitem also has some compatibility issues. I don't know how far it is. I don't check every day. But hopefully, well, I just use the LaTeX internals this case. So I will do first titling and then the listings. Or listings, that's a different thing, I mean lists. And in general, for titling, I use sockets, instances, also templates, I guess. And for list, I use the kernel list, and I use some hackery with hooks. Hopefully that's okay. But first, titling, or first activate tagging, obviously, but Ulrike has covered that. I think we still need the test phase sec template in this. No, it's not needed anymore? Okay, I'll have to update my tech live then. Oh yeah, and another one thing about compliant stuff is like you get compliant of PDF archive 4F for free. So titling, usage and the result, like this is how regulatory works. You just define an article, label it. I won't get into the labeling and referencing system. That's out of scope for now. It's pretty hard, and I didn't finish my research on that yet. Yeah, so the goal is a real heading, not a P or span. demonstrated also in the previous presentation. And we'll be using the parse later heading to get a tagged h1 heading. So we'll use a socket and a heading instance. Like now, you have to set up counters for the specific extra sectioning command. And those referencing things will cover later on. So this is what we'll get, these labels will get in the section, and not as in a reference, but maybe we'll see it and maybe not. So here we have the socket. So I make a socket title, and we make a plug default, and we make it the default, or like, yeah, we plug it in. Not too much magic going on there. So here's something like how should you declare your styling. So I wasn't aware yet of the prefix, so the article over there should be in prefix, I guess, instead of included in the number format. Yeah, and well, this should look familiar by now, especially if you watched the workshop yesterday. And then there's the actual command. I won't be explaining the first two macros, but they set some internals, basically, and it's also used in the parse LaTeX heading. There is some hackery going on in the background, but I won't get into that. So this is basically the titling part. And now we'll continue to the lists part. So for the lists part, I'll just cover two levels, like we call it leden, and the other one we call onderdelen. And yeah, that's how, oh yeah, and we also have some custom labels, like the onderdelen are alphabetical, and the other ones have a prefix with the article number also. So like that, like it's article 1 and then first lit. Oh, the wrong one. So here's an example of the nesting. Too complex. So we want to have it tagged like list item, and it has a body. And we're going also to demonstrate the item before hook, which we do some administration of, like in which level are we, which is demonstrated like here. So we check if the level is 1, then it's a lit. Otherwise, it's onderdeel. Well, if you do more levels, it will break. Obviously, it should have a warning or something. And after the environment closes, we just subtract 1 from the leden niveau, which is just the level. Yeah, and here's the setup of the level, and also some, like here for example, we use the alphabetical of the counter, and otherwise we just use the default lit. So here we differentiate between like label or how it should end up in the document. Okay. So here's the hook. So we check the level and we set the target. So this is the hyperlink stuff. Looking at the time, I could easily cover that. But I didn't have enough time to prepare it for the presentation, unfortunately. Don't know if you're familiar with hooks. So I used Vera PDF to check it. Well, it fairly easily says, well, it's totally okay, but I also used to extract the tags and just look at it manually to check if it has the right assignment of like the L of lists or the H1 as a heading. Also for the entire document to work, I had to fix the title, which just showed up by running Vera PDF. Otherwise, I wouldn't have noticed that. So Vera PDF is what I use. I always use a Docker image for continuous integration purposes. So you can automatically check every document in your pipeline. So you can get a hold of it, like, am I breaking something, but it won't catch every quirk, I guess. There can be quite some issues with semantical stuff or how you should tag your stuff. So, yeah, for the Lua LaTeX, or for the regulatory package, for now, regulatory doesn't need or doesn't require the Lua LaTeX engine, but if I will get this tagging in, I make it Lua LaTeX dependent. And for the sectioning, I'm still waiting for getting it in the kernel, so you won't have to do the LaTeX-lab stuff. And I'm aiming for PDF2. I also wrote an article in MAPS, the Dutch journal, about enumitem and titlesec. I discovered in India that those are the packages which are the principal blockages. So the question is, can we replace them without losing the visual identity? Well, I'm still working on it, but I'm also a bit in doubt, like, should enumitem and titlesec be enhanced, or should I switch to this research and work on from there on? And so one big thing I'm still working on is the cross-reference link target system. I can tell a little bit about it. So what I'm aiming for is I want to have the labels to be fully including. So it should have an article, and it should have a lit, and it should have an on the deal. So it should have the nesting in the target link. So an external document can easily formulate the label, like I demonstrated in one of the first slides, like artikel 1, eerste lid, onderdeel C, something like that. So yeah, those are my open questions, or the work in progress. Yeah, that's it for now. So Are there any questions? And Vincent will be happy to give you the mic, and I can repeat if necessary.
Yes, Ulrike Fischer. As I said in my talk, enumitem is now emulated, so you should be able to use most of its commands and keys, the standard commands and keys, with or without loading the package, because we have both. So it's simply there. You should try it, update your test system if needed, and update it. Titlesec cannot be used, but your section definition looked quite okay. That's a new way to define sections.
Yeah,
you can do it. I'm not quite sure about your cross-references, but yes, I think you can change label names. I have hooks into the make link target commands, and I insert it automatically, so you should be able to change targets. You only tell me what you actually need, then yeah, or if not, I can add a hook to do it. Yeah? But I think it should be already there if I understood what you're doing.
Okay. Was that audible for everyone? Or should I repeat it? Yeah? Okay. Are there any more questions?
Boris? Nothing online? No?
Yeah. Maybe not a question, but
A remark is also
yeah,
welcome.
short remark on Frank again. On your use of a sort of low-level implementation of your lists, I seriously doubt you need to do that. It should work with the general mechanism, also with your different kind of counters. The templating system that is in place now for quite a while, as far as lists are concerned, should cover all your needs. That's my serious belief. We should look at this offline.
Yeah, okay. I tried it like in the early 2026 version.
It should work there.
Also there, okay.
No, it works since 25.
Okay, so that was my talk. No problem. So the next speaker will be a duo. It's Timothy Eriksson